How you doing?
What's up? So glad to be
We
here.
even get started. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Well, let's do it. Listen, I'm so grateful to be here on No Labels, seeing it from the infancy, beginning of it. Grateful to be part of the talent here today, and letting God use us both here in this platform. Hey, for your viewing audience, my name is Lynetta Smith. I am the co-founder and the executive director for a nonprofit called Combat Boots to the Boardroom, that covers now 8 counties with industry partners. Very grateful for the opportunity to be here to share a little bit about why we exist, why we started, and how you all can reach us and what we can do to bridge the gap in the community.
Boss.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
real talk. Like we go back years.
Yes.
Like I watch what she has built, and from the idea. And honestly, I didn't even know what a nonprofit was. I still know halfway, but like to watch it become what it became, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna
Oh
we're gonna
yeah.
we're gonna, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna definitely get into that. Uh, and we're gonna get into you. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna jump right in. We do something called icebreakers, so we
Okay.
got to get the conversations just flowing. I just want to pick your brain, see how you doing.
Love it.
Uh, being that America is like on fire right now. Like how you feel? Like how you feel about the state of the culture right now? As a businesswoman with AI, government, how you feel as an entrepreneur? Is
I
it
like it.
is it is it is it harder out here now to be an entrepreneur? I mean, it's always been hard, but do you think now is it harder to be an entrepreneur?
It just depends on your skill level, right? And
Mm.
how you embrace things. I
Yeah,
believe that AI is here to make your life actually easier.
Yes.
Too, and I think people need to embrace technology as well. And I think just what's going on in this generation is just what we call cycles, right? We've
Hmm.
seen this um, before. I tell people history repeats history,
Right, right.
right?
Hmm.
And if we can just look over time, we know that if we come together as a community, which is why I'm so glad I'm here today, which is what nonprofit is really
Right,
to, it helps the community. We can get through anything. We are resilient people.
right, right.
But we have to really be open minded and not closed minded,
Hmm.
and that's where I think sometimes, in certain pockets, in certain industries, isolation has happened for people to not be open minded,
Hmm.
and not embrace technology and not embrace change,
Hmm.
and also new and upcoming people when the guards time to change, and we have not did a good job about passing the baton.
Wow.
So that is what I see is happening now, and it's going to force us to come outside of the box
Hmm.
and to make sure that we prepping the next generation. And sometimes they're passing us
Hmm.
with the technology, which scares
Hmm.
the old guard. So,
what you mean? Did a bad job of passing the baton?
so I'd say this too. So if we look at just we can look at politics, we can look at just entrepreneurship. Sometimes when you're growing, you don't always want to bring somebody with you,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we could get scared of fearfulness that somebody's going to take your spot. But I
Hmm.
think we all have different lanes of to be able to approach
David and
things.
Saul.
Absolutely,
Hmm.
right? And so it's like I'm not beefing with you. You might be beefing with me, but I ain't really beefing with you. But
Right.
we can all come together. I don't have to. I can give you my whole blueprint, but you can't execute it like I can,
Hmm.
right? I've heard
Yeah.
people say that all the time, but I've tried it for myself
Hmm.
and know that it's true, right? My oil is my oil,
Hmm.
yours is yours,
Hmm.
right? But I tell people now, I can't do the work for you,
Right.
right? I can show you a part of the way, but if you really want to do this, you have to put the work in. And I
Right.
think
Right. Right.
sometimes people say they want to do it, but then it requires
Yeah.
a lot
Yes.
that comes with it, especially if we here talking in this nonprofit lane. And a lot of people don't realize part of for me to be able to be successful in this lane, I tell people a lot of times, you really, really, really want my anointing, but you don't want my attack,
Ooh.
right?
Break that
Yeah,
down.
Yeah, that's real.
Ooh.
yeah,
That's facts. Thanksgiving coming up. You cooking? Or
yeah. No,
you
no,
not cooking?
no, no, no. That's not my ministry. not even gonna fake it for your audience because they already know. If they really know me, if they don't, they'll get to know. Going North Carolina, me and my boy cousin, we started our own tradition.
Yeah.
And just to be able to have a peaceful place, like we have our friends that we've known for years. Him and I, we grew up very, very closely together.
Right.
His mom was my dad's aunt and my grandpa's sister, and we just started our own thing. You know, we
Right.
got tired of waiting on people to do stuff, and so we blend our families together,
Right.
and it is the best ever. And I go to North Carolina, that's where we're from, and we do our thing, and it is just the best time. And this year we'll kick it. We ended with the Panthers, going to the Panthers game and the Rams game
Right.
That's
too,
fire.
and put a little sports in it. But it's just like really just genuine love, no drama.
Right. You know what I just remember because I think I remember when I think quite some couple years ago, and I feel like y'all did hibachi for Thanksgiving
yeah.
instead of doing Thanksgiving. I thought that
Yes.
was so cool. They had got a black stone and everything.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, I like me personally. I like the traditional Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like the mac and cheese. That's just because I don't get it all year round like that.
Yeah.
Like ain't nobody cooking dressing. Ain't nobody cooking dressing on a Tuesday. So it's like
So,
that's the only time you get it.
You know, giblet gravy. Nobody cooking no giblet gravy.
I see. That's my joint. See, Kansas don't know nothing about the giblet gravy.
no, I tried to make gravy for him, and he was like, "It's okay, love."
One time,
Okay.
one time, Keandra made his brown gravy
Yeah,
out the package.
no.
Listen,
That was early. I love my wife. You know what I'm saying? It's just you know what I'm saying. Everybody get one pick. Like, what's the number one Thanksgiving dish? If you, like, what you think black people gonna vote as the number one Thanksgiving dish? Is it mac and cheese? Is it dressing? Is it ham?
you know what? Somebody will fight over.
What's the most important dish? What's the dish you can't get wrong?
It's a mac and cheese.
Is it mac and
Everybody
cheese?
can't bring that.
Everybody can't.
We're having a mac off too. I'm gonna tell you about that. But devil eggs.
I wouldn't say that.
I would say devil eggs. Like devil eggs, it's just a chef's kiss.
But you can mess the devil eggs up and
You
people
can't
be
have
alright.
devil
Alright,
eggs
it's a
up.
side.
Yeah.
Even though mac is a side, it's a man. That's funny that y'all are talking about this because yesterday we ended off our literacy
Yeah.
fair. We have a bookmobile that we take in the community, and as we were having the kids to on board to pick out their books,
Yeah.
only like a few can come in the bookmobile at a time. So I was asking the other kids like what they were doing for the holidays, but what was the thing that they like to cook
Yeah.
with their family and or something they like to eat. And I was like, all I kept seeing was mac and cheese,
Uh-huh.
ham.
Uh-huh.
What are they? Sweet potato casserole
Right.
came up. Mashed potatoes and gravy. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
ham, turkey. You know, so a lot of these things are fan favorites.
Right.
That just kept cycling up. But that mac and cheese,
If you get the mac and cheese wrong,
Ooh.
like
you might foul.
they might not like you for the next 6 months.
First-
Yeah,
listen.
come home to
That's
the
facts.
cookout.
We having a mac off. We going to my friend's house in Claxton, and my sister was, but she was like, well, y'all guys can bring a side. My sister, I'm gonna bring the macaroni. She was, the host was like, no, I got the mac. My sister was like, so what you trying to say?
Have you
I
ever
said-
done it before?
Right. So she was like, I guess we about to have a mac off. So
Okay.
they about to have several macaronis.
Well, as long as nobody's feelings is hurt,
Oh, no,
if
no.
theirs is left to the side, we'll be all
Listen,
right.
my sister said she gonna make a small
There's
dish.
a couple things black people don't play about. Mac and cheese,
Say the
getting on the
salad.
spade table and you don't know how to play spades.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.
You know what I'm saying? It's a couple of laws that you just can't, you know what I'm saying? You mess the mac and cheese up, they ain't gonna like you for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
You get on the spade table and you don't know how to play, y'all liable to fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Table might be broke.
Yeah.
Y'all liable to fight.
Let me go ahead and go home.
Okay. But no, we have Miss Lynette Smith in the building. I want you to can you tell us about your nonprofit and what it's about?
Let me take it back. Let me tell you a little bit. Give you the background why you even started, right? Just so I give your audience a platform.
Okay. I ain't mad at that.
I didn't even want to start a nonprofit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I was literally moved here 2017. Really it was really December 2016 to be able to be the comptroller at Fort Stewart Wynn Army Community Hospital. And we had lived here before, but it was almost retirement time for my husband. I came first on my own orders, me and the girls, our two daughters, Blythe and Nicole, as he was ending his career in San Antonio, Texas, to come a year later. And I knew I was living my best life,
Right.
right? If you had told me, fast forward now, I would not be a budget officer, comptroller, I would have probably told you then that you were wrong, right? I knew how to do budgets. You guys know that, right? We were going to the same church, too. I was hiding. In the back of the pew because I didn't want to do that there.
Yeah.
But I ended up eventually doing that there. But that's just a gift that, God gave me with numbers, right? To be able to see numbers, to be able to be very conservative with the dollars, to be able to find them, all of the things like that. So fast forward, year comes, my husband comes back, he moves here. Now he's retired, and I never saw my husband in the state that I saw him in as when he transitioned out of the military. And so,
So, like, not
yeah.
to get into the personal, but what you
No, we can
mean?
talk now
What
because
you mean?
he's giving me permission.
Oh,
So
he
I
give you
want to say
permission?
that, yeah, 3 years I couldn't speak on this, right? So I will tell your audience this: never tell somebody's story without getting their permission to tell their
Yes.
Yeah,
story,
that's
right?
facts.
And so 3 years I could not speak about this until he was healed,
Right.
so that way he gave me permission to be
Right.
able to speak out loud about his own story, right? And I respected that, too. So we can go there,
Okay.
too, and there's still boundaries on certain things, but yeah, I've got a lot of latitude and longitude to be able to go
Okay.
down.
So before we go into that,
hmm
explain explain to the people what your nonprofit does.
So my Combat Boost to the Boardroom is a nonprofit that helps veterans and their families transition into the civilian sector,
That's
to
important.
be able to touch on things with like workforce development, economic development, as well as literacy. We try to make sure that people understand that you cannot just make sure that one person in the family is good. The entire collective has to be transitioned and whole, because especially if that veteran is married, because that veteran didn't go through those years by themselves. So if one is off, we're all off, which is why combat exists, because myself and the girls, we were okay, but him being the head, when I seen it was a concern there, we could not leave him behind, because he has never left us behind. He has always put us first. And so I figured if I build something, he wasn't going to let me fail. He was going to put his hands to it, even though, too, I was good in one capacity, but I wouldn't have been even in that capacity if he'd not raised his hand and went into the military. And that gave me my whole entire career.
Now, for those who watching and don't understand why it's important to help veterans transition. Now, don't get me wrong. I I put like a pinch of water of time in the military compared to her husband and other people. But even the little bit of pinch time I did, I understand that leaving from the military and coming to the civilian world, it's like it wasn't so bad for me because I did so short of a time. But it still was a period I had to adjust. So I can only imagine someone who did 20, you know what I'm saying, 15 years. It's like you, this world of structure, this world, this whole different world till we come out here, and it's like it's literally like a whole different world, and it's like that's definitely something important and needed, especially for the people who put their life on the line for our countries. But I just wanted the people to understand
Yeah.
what you do, so that because you was talking about your husband and the state he was in and what inspired you.
Yeah.
Can you like I just want to get the foundation about that, but can you like tell us like whatever you can about like what you saw in your husband and what like
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah, I will go there a little bit too. So imagine, it was a lot of it was identity or in it too, because if you spent, and I don't want you to overlook the time that you did spend in it,
Yeah,
right? Because when you go into a structured environment and let's boot camp, right?
yeah,
And they really ingrain into you the way of life, right? They might even shave your head. They give you, they give you structure. They give you regiment. They tell you where to eat at, what to eat, how to exercise, where you're going to live at. This is the outfit that you're going to wear. And all your identity is being stripped, whether you know it or not. But sometimes you're not even looking at it like that. You're looking at it to patriotic, right? You're looking at it to serve your country. You're looking at it to make a better life for yourself and your family. And a lot of times people, they just want to serve their country, protect the freedoms that we take. Sometimes some people take for granted every day that we have
That's true.
just to be able to do the things like this podcast,
Yeah.
right? And so too, I think too the identity part of it is a lot. They start to sacrifice, but it doesn't even seem like a sacrifice because it's so rewarding
Yeah.
as well too, right? So it's only like a small 1% to be able to serve. So too, when I saw him transitioning, it was just like somebody had literally popped a bubble. We knew the basis that we were living in, too. We've lived so many different places, right? So we never had to figure out. And the time of our marriage, the time I met my husband, he had already did 3.5, almost 4 years as a single soldier for himself. So to me, we got married. I was 19 and he was 21 years old. That was so young, right?
Yeah.
We've been married now 24 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you
Congratulations.
so much. And that is, too, that's with his own challenges, right? And so too is just like I think sometimes people quit things so easily. I just wasn't willing to quit on him, right? Because all of the things that I've had in my adult life, we've grown together,
Right.
right? And so I was just like, you know what? Yeah, it could be hard, it could be tough, but I was like, I had never seen him like struggle with identity. Like, where do I go? What do I do? Because one thing I think a lot of times people don't realize is he transitioned from Texas. So a lot of the things that when he went through the programs that he went through there didn't apply here in Georgia, right? And so too, it's just like, okay, I know I learned that over there. And sometimes it's at such a fast pace that it's like drinking from a water hose,
Ooh.
right? And so now you say, okay, on top of that, our situation was a little bit different because I had an aggressive career too. I was living in Virginia before I moved here. He was in San Antonio. So we hadn't even lived in the same home together. At that time, 3.5, 4 years. Right. And a lot of people didn't realize that. Right. But he was flying every month to Virginia from San Antonio to once to twice a month, at least at a minimum. Right. To make sure that our family stayed together as a unit. Right. So then now add that on top of I'm transitioning out, but I now have to get acclimated back into my home, make sure that he set himself back as the head of the household. Two, it was just layers on layers on layers on things. So I tell people like God give you a wife as a helpmate for a reason, and I think sometimes we'll get in these positions, these jobs, these roles, these careers, and we'll take them like. At such a high cost, like they mean more to us than our families, and mine just didn't. Because I knew that I wouldn't have that career if it wasn't for him. I didn't even know anything about a GS system, a government system, until we had lived in Okinawa, Japan, and I would have never been there had it not been for him. So
That's a real for those who don't, that's what you call a real marriage.
Yeah.
Salute to you and your husband.
I
That's
got a quick question.
go ahead.
Was there a power struggle when he
I
came
was
back home?
ready, girl, to give it up.
You was ready to give it up?
But like I'm an alpha type person anyway.
Yeah, because I always wanted, because your husband is very reserved.
Yeah, but don't get it twisted.
You know,
right?
but I'm saying because he's very reserved.
He is.
Yeah.
But I tell people too. Yeah, he doesn't have to have a lot of words.
Right.
It's not a lot of words with him.
Right.
And I know when to pull up, and I know when I can go forward.
Right.
Too, when you're around a person a lot, too, you know the lanes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
To be in, I know how far to take it and how far not to.
Right.
There's a respect level in there.
Right.
But too, he's such a fan of mine. Man, he wants me to do so much because he also knows the sacrifices that I
Right.
made and the multiple resets that I
Right.
had to do every time 2 to 3 years it was time to move
Right.
for his career. So this part now he's like, go, go, babe, go.
I love
Yeah,
that.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I,
know what I
sal-
Yeah.
I,
mean?
sal- I
So
salute that,
yeah.
and like, cause this is a whole nother conversation, but just listening to like everything y'all endured, you know what I'm saying, to keep y'all marriage and family together.
Yeah.
That's inspiring. Even like, cause you're right, cause even like I get like the identity thing, like far as like because as a man, you know what I'm saying, I can't speak for everybody else, but I know as a man, it's like especially when you're the head of the household,
Yeah.
a man that's worth anything, it's like it's real. It's a real scary feeling when you don't know what to do. Even now, like I'm going through my transition with my mother passing and
Mhm.
my wife, and like this 25 years probably been it has been the hardest year of my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I know people
Yeah.
see me. I know people see me doing the podcast, and it's just like I thank God, like that's nothing but His grace. But it's just like she been here because
Mhm.
like for this year, I like I've I've been lost.
Yeah, your
You know what I'm
anchor's
saying?
gone. The one person that's been constant in your life since you've been born,
Mhm.
gone.
Yeah.
Right? And I could definitely relate to that. This is year 13. Without my father, he died on Christmas Day.
God,
Mm.
dog.
Right, born on MLK birthday, passed on Christmas Day. And I tell people like everything you see about me, I am my daddy's child.
Mhm.
Through and through, right? The resilience. I might get knocked down 9 times, but I get up 10.
I know that's right.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So whether you like it or not, he didn't raise a quitter.
Right.
Right. Whether you walk out or you walk in,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be the same person today and tomorrow. I know how to strap it on my back. I know how to get it done
Mhm.
because that's how he raised us. It ain't no excuses. We
Mhm.
just figure it out and we keep going. But you also don't leave your battle buddy behind. And that was my husband. Like
Right.
to me, it's like everything people see me have acquired, drive, live. Man, he keep me fly
Right.
all the
I know
time.
that's
You
right.
hear me? Listen, it is because he mean talking a lot because he doing a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
He carrying a lot,
that's
Right.
what's
Right.
up.
right?
Right. Right.
So
That's
that way I can do all the talking.
all
Right.
right, though.
Right.
I can do the speaking because he handling that business. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that way I can handle a different type of business. It's a great partnership
Mhm.
tag team because he doesn't have to because he's so confident in who he is.
Right. Right.
It ain't no power struggle here.
Right.
And that's why I was just like, I'm gonna start a women's group
Mhm.
part of our prosper of our program that we're doing because I want to show women like you ain't got to be perfect
Right.
for God to use you.
That's right.
To but also for you to understand, to how to undergird your spouse
Right.
as well too.
Mhm.
Salute to that. I
That's
got
the
a
one.
question
Yeah.
about the nonprofit. I got some questions for you, but
Yeah.
it's being that you help veterans transition.
Hmm.
If you had to choose one thing, like I mean, I know you can't choose one thing, but just for the sake of the question, what do you believe the biggest challenge is for veterans, like moving from military to civilian life? If you just
Identity.
highlight one point for the
Identity loss.
identity loss,
Yeah, or trying to find it too.
it's almost like the same way I compare it to like somebody who like an NFL player who been playing football their whole life and then they got to retire.
The show, the podcast, the pivot.
Yeah, the pivot. Yeah,
Hmm. How they had to before they got to the pivot, right? They had the one with Brandon Marshall.
and they had to pivot.
They had to
Yeah,
pivot to get to that too. It is sometimes even the first thing that you do, it might not work,
that's
Mhm.
facts. That's facts.
right? But I think sometimes we get so caught up in cancel culture and failure, we're afraid of letting people see us fail, right?
Right.
There is always the lessons
Mhm.
in the losses, and I
Mhm.
tell people it's no such thing. It's like if you tell your own story,
Right.
people don't have nothing to hold over your head.
Mhm.
I'm a transparent person. I don't get it right all the time. And I'm never going to ever tell people that I do,
Mhm.
but I'm going to tell my own stuff
Right.
before you try to hold that over me and hold that hostage. But that's what I see with them. I try to let the veterans know, like, too, here comes me thinking I'm building this for my husband. And then here in 2023, I pivoted. I transitioned. God said, "Oh, okay, yeah, you want to help them? What about when your 20-year career, when I say it's done?" He tested me. He literally, I heard God speak to me and said, "It's time for you to denounce your title.
Oof.
I'll put you in rooms greater than the current rooms that you in if you denounce that title. Who you gonna trust? You gonna trust me or you gonna trust this job this man
Mm.
that man gave you?" And that 20-year career that I had thought was the sun rose and set on, I had to let it go.
So you quit your career to start the nonprofit. Oh
No,
no.
I was doing a nonprofit at the same time.
And then okay,
So with the nonprofit at that time was 4 years old.
okay.
So too, but he had. I'll tell you this. Sometimes I always tell people, God is the chief strategy officer. I've been
I
saying
call
that
him
for
a
years.
genius. I call him a genius. I
Yeah,
call him a
man.
genius.
Don't like tell him your plans, and yeah, you ain't got none. He laughing. But he'll put you sometime in a situation. It's like, oh, I'm here helping these veterans, and it's like, what happens when I test you
Mm-hmm.
when you got to transition? How am I gonna relate to them if I'm not willing to do it? It was my turn. But had I not helped my husband,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the first,
Mm-hmm.
then he went to write his novel,
Mm-hmm.
and that first year tagged him out. So it was like, wait, no job for you.
Mm-hmm.
I got this.
Mm-hmm.
But he had his retirement, he had his disability, thank God. He had made sure we was in financial position because the career that I was afforded because he had raised his right hand in the military. Um, he got to birth a book out, a novel that he had wanted to write since the fourth grade. He didn't birth it out till he was 41.
Wow.
Right? That's big. I want somebody
Right.
to think about that. Like delay but not deny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? But
Mm-hmm.
as a
That's good.
spouse to be able to didn't matter what the number said. It wasn't about making a bunch of money. He had to put something in the atmosphere,
Right. Right. Right.
right? And then fast forward to be able to become the crime analyst supervisor for the city of Savannah Police Department, to have analysts in every precinct analyzing crime for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? I started seeing the change in him. Confidence
Mm-hmm.
was getting
You need
there,
that though.
right? Yeah.
You need that momentum. Like you need to see some progress. But I mean, you kind of answered like a couple of my questions, like even right there. I mean, being that I'm hearing your story, being that you left,
Fizz, yeah.
being that you left your position, you jumped out on faith, you trusted God, uh,
Been 2 years.
and you were an entrepreneur. I want to basically speak to mentality for a little while, and it's just like because I watch you, like I watch you went from idea to where it's at now, and I can only imagine to where it's going, and I'm like, was there ever a time in your journey with this that you threw your hands up, you was ready to quit?
Oh
Was there,
yeah,
was
yeah,
there ever a
yeah,
quit? Was there ever a quit moment? Like,
yeah,
God, I can't do this no more.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and like I say all that to say because like how many people never get to their promised land because of fear. You know what I'm saying? And what I've noticed is that fear, like fear magnifies the obstacle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it minimizes identity. Just like in the Bible when they say, "We saw the giants and we're like grasshoppers in their eyes." So it's like the obstacles are real. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that what you see ain't facts. It's hard. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But it's like when you coming from a place of fear, it makes what's real seem way bigger. You know what I'm saying? And then it pushes God down. It makes God real small. You know what I'm saying? They said we look like grasshoppers in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole identity issue. And I just want to like speak to the what kind of mindset it takes. What kind of mindset it takes to persevere. You know what I'm saying? Because I call it the grasshopper. I mean, we all know it, the grasshopper mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, what kind of mindset does it take to build what you build? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You have to be humble.
what you mean? What you mean by humble?
So I'll tell you this. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, as we were on the down stretch of planning our gala. Right, we do this annual gala. As I put a comma in it, period, comma this year. I was sitting at the dining room table, and as tears were just coming down my eyes, and my little daughter Blythe, she came over to me. She's like, "Mama, you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, these are happy tears." And she's like, "Well, why are you crying?" And I was like, "I remember my first gala.
Mm-hmm.
People didn't want to pay $10 for the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward, the ticket now is $175. Fast forward now, smallest table, 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
right? And I was like, that's just 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? But many times wanting to quit in between. It wasn't just the money, but every time I would do this gala, the fear would be like nobody would show up.
Right.
And I remember like I'm so notorious for like late, but I ain't late. I'm there, but people don't know that I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't come out until I call my husband,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, did anybody show up?
Mm-hmm.
And he like, babe, you can come out. The people are here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it keep me humble like that, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many people I know, how many people I think have bought a ticket, because I seen people sponsor stuff and don't show up.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's why I tell people don't have to do anything for you.
they
Right.
don't.
You know what I mean?
They
I
don't.
seen people come in and out of my life,
Mm-hmm.
right? And but as they exit, he made room
Mm-hmm.
for the people that need to be in there.
Yeah.
So every time I see a mass exodus or a little exodus, I'm like, oh, who getting ready to come?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be real. That's
Uh,
I'm working on my album called Tribe, and that's basically what it's like. Basically what it's about. It's like, especially after lost my mother, it shook up everything, and it seemed like when I looked up, I'm like,
Nobody's.
where is everybody? You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
It was like it was crazy. But just watching you and seeing that, being that you are a woman of faith, you know what I'm saying? Uh, being yourself, being authentic, and it's like you got like we always had a conversation on the podcast about okay mindset and religion, and it's like okay you got people like those are the type when I look at your story, I think about the Bible verse. You know what I'm saying? Those who do know that God will be strong and do great exploits, and it's like how many people like because you got this you got all this power you got all this power in the church. You know what I'm saying? All these people, but it's like God may God might have told about 4 5 people to do what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
He put us all in the same room with
But
this.
but you're the one that stepped out, and it's like we we act like because we're Christian, we're not supposed to be at the top of all these spears. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
like we're not supposed to be out. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not supposed to build businesses. We're not supposed to be in media, and it's like it's a limited mindset because I'm like I tell people all the time like I'm not gonna do this God thing if I ain't gonna do it for real. And like I don't want to pretend. I
Attendance.
don't want to do I don't want to
Right.
do I don't want to do tradition. And it's
Right.
like and everybody big ain't the same. Like it's so like I'm not mad. Like everybody don't want to build a nonprofit like
True.
yours. Like but everybody has something that's big in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody's big maybe okay, I want to start a little daycare or like
Mm-hmm.
it's something that is going to require courage. And
Yes.
and and see the reason I said religion and mindset because religion is just it's comfortable. We come to Sunday, Tuesday, it's traditional. But see, but then you really see who believes by the people who move.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying like it
It's the
like
fruit.
you
You see
got
the fruit.
yeah by the fruit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got a bunch of people singing the praise songs and you got a bunch of people quoting the scriptures, but who moves? Like who steps out towards something that's bigger than them? You know what I'm saying? Like because up until you move, it's just talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's just show.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? And that's why I salute you because it's inspiring and it's like we need that. You like you're an inspiration.
But I tell you, I will circle back to tell you this. I always tell people this. It is that same. This is where I could never overlook my husband. And I don't care what tomorrow will do. I don't know what tomorrow will do, right? But what this man has been, that's how the 2 degrees I already have, and the third one that I'm about to get in May. To shout out to Georgia Southern, about to finish another one up. To all of this stuff, like partnership. I will tell you, it's because I tell people like you really want to do what I'm doing, but I promise you, like everybody have a lane, but you might not be gracing this like me. I know like this is my ministry.
Mm-hmm.
My ministry wasn't on the pulpit.
Right. Right.
Right. And I never was trying to take that mic on the pulpit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I try to tell people like that they might look at somebody else like a minister of music and then they get jealous and want to do that. But you might can't birth a note out. That isn't what you're supposed to do. You might want to do, you know what I mean, hospitality, but you mean, right? So you don't really need to be doing that either, right? You know what I mean? You know what I
That's
mean?
fact. That's
You
fact.
know,
No, that's
you know what I
real.
mean? So you have to find your lane. But sometimes I see people, they are envious and they don't really start to ask God, what is it that they need to really be doing? And so that's why I'm like, just because you see somebody else doing it doesn't mean that's what you want to do. It's almost like monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Really. And so I'm like, sit somewhere and get still because this thing here was birthed out of pain and gave me my purpose.
Always birthed out of pain though.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part about it.
Yes.
It's like every testimony like this.
Pain is a teacher.
This was
Yes,
birthed.
it is.
This was birthed out of pain. It's like
Yeah.
like pain is God's greatest teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It'll take you to your purpose, right? And so sometimes when I see people like, you know, it was literally the church which we got me to the nonprofit,
Yeah.
right? And two, we, you know, I won't go so far into that, but we were asked to go somewhere to learn how to do something for the ministry. And I took off my leave from work. We drove to another state to do it. We paid the money to go to the class, and it was 5 of us. So when you said that, yeah, it was
Oh, so
it was 5 of us, and 2 out of that 5. That's why you could be in the same room with somebody. So I said, my oil is my oil,
Yeah.
right? But it's also my background. Is my background. We don't all have the same background, too, right?
Right.
To be able to carry a thing all the way through, because
Right.
maybe you're not supposed to carry it through because we don't all have the same background.
Right.
But I could sit in a room and I could hear something, and I know how to activate differently because of the pedigree that I carry.
Right.
Right? I tell people I just look like this. Right? I just look like this, okay? Right? I'm like, listen, I'm like, man, what God has really put into me is something so special. And that's why I'm like, you better try it for yourself.
Right.
Right? And if you really get still, he has really given everybody a gift. But if people stop copying what they see other people do, right? And really ask God, what is it that I'm supposed to do? But wait until he answers that. But we don't want to wait either.
Oof,
We
the
don't
wait.
wanna wait.
We're very impatient.
Very impatient because, like, you could do it, I could do it too. But then guess what? I want you to tell me everything that you do to do it. But then you get mad when I don't give you all my sauce. My sauce is my sauce.
Right.
But if he told you to do it, I tell people that, then go work on it.
Right.
You don't need the sauce.
Right.
Because he
Right.
done gave me my sauce in the way I think, right, too, in my own understanding.
Right.
So, too, he didn't tell me to tell you all this stuff.
Right.
If he told you to do it, I wasn't in that conversation.
Right.
So don't get mad at me, right?
Right.
When the people, their thing is like, I want to get and pick all your brain. I'm like, listen, there's a consultation fee that come with that,
Come on.
right?
Yes.
Right, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's
Took
real.
me going to
That's
a
real.
lot of training to learn how to do this stuff. I tell you right now, I am getting going back to school to get a master's degree in my MPA and as well for public and nonprofit studies.
Yes.
And so if I was gonna do this, I was gonna do this,
Right.
Too. So if you're gonna have some longevity in something, you must also study
Yes.
too, right? So I'm also doing all of this and going to school at the same time to make sure that my craft is also getting stronger and stronger every day. I'm not patty caking and playing this.
Right.
And so, too, you don't get to pick my brain without also being able to take care of an invoice.
Right.
as well.
I know
I
that.
think I mean
And that's real talk, right? If we're gonna really talk it, and we
that's
gotta
real
respect
talk.
that in our culture, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because people
and,
do that.
Yeah, and people
they'll,
get upset
they'll try
about
to get
that.
you for everything for free,
Yeah.
and then when you put a price on it, they got a problem. Oh, who you think you are? I'm Keandra.
I'm the same person you thought I was when you came to
Exactly.
me for advice.
Yes.
So respect what it took me to get here, right? And so too, if it's a mentorship you're looking for, like
Right.
I get to pick and choose who I want to mentor,
Right.
and I get to pick who I want to be able to undergird.
into.
You don't get to pick that for me.
Right.
Right. And so that is it. It's not even arrogance, it's cocky. And part of me picking is because God lead my heart to the
Right,
person.
right.
And I do that a lot still, right? But if he ain't told me to do that,
I ain't
then
gonna-
it's an invoice attached to it. And those invoices come with a nice price tag because I'm booked and busy. And that ain't because of nobody but the grace of God.
Come on.
right? And so if I'm gonna take time away from my family, my business, all the boards that I am allowed to sit on right now, to be able to be in the community the way, it's gonna come with a price, right? Because I've given up a career to be able to exchange it with my purpose,
Right.
but that's also comes with exchange for a fee, and we need to respect people
Hmm.
for what their craft is, right?
Right.
So, but that's why I was like, I have great partners that we just share
Right.
information too. But if you're not bringing nothing to the table,
So
then
even it.
it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's
then
an
you
even
can't
exchange. That's
yeah. So
good.
some of us we have a circle where we also make sure that we share within there. But if you not bringing nothing to the table, you can't share nothing. Ugh,
Yeah.
you can expect
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
ain't add no value.
yeah.
I
Yes.
mean, and it's fire because you move around in the boardroom. You know what I'm saying? You're professional. You got your degrees, and like you said, you just look like that. Like you know what I'm saying? You come from where you came from, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
But where you come from is right where you need to be at,
But
especially for the rooms that you in.
Late nights and early mornings. I tell people that for a lot of times they see you see the social media, right?
Hmm.
But you only see like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Finishing up papers,
Hmm.
right? Making sure that the stuff is right in the house for the kids, the stuff is right for my husband. You don't make sure that the grant is written, ready to go on time.
Hmm.
Deadlines aren't missed. I'm up old dark 30 and stuff like that to make sure here. I tell people I have great friends that are there for me because I show up for people.
Right.
And usually the ones that disappear are the ones where their hidden agenda is now exposed and it doesn't work anymore.
Mm.
that's a bar.
The good give a
I
one for
mean,
that one.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
the crazy.
Because I have discernment. And I also, I don't really need to say a lot. I tell people I'm a very gregarious person. But when I start talking to you, you understand that's loud too.
Hmm.
Yeah, silence is very loud. I mean, just I think I believe you got so much success in what you're doing because you're doing it like as you, like
Hmm.
you're not pretending, and that's
Oh
the
no.
and that's what it's like. Okay, ain't no cookie cut away. Like the way you doing what you doing and how you doing it, it only could have did by you,
Yeah.
and the way that you do it, and it's
Same
like
here.
I
No
think
labels, baby. Same for
exactly.
no
He-
labels.
I made this because like the same way, like God never called me to he didn't call me to a pulpit, but it's like I I I I come from a certain place. I speak a certain language, and I'm like you know
People need that, Willie.
they need it, and
They
it's like
need it.
and it's like everybody got their space. Like it's spaces for ministers, and I salute them. It's spaces for people in that
Right.
that's their space. But what I notice is like okay, y'all not speaking. I mean, y'all not necessarily speaking a language that certain people need because life is real.
And it's
Yeah.
not
Like
one way, right? It's not one way. And that's
it ain't
what
no cookie cut away.
no, and I try to tell people this. This is even in our program that I'm so grateful to this
45.
No, we good. We good.
that we're United Way organization, and that didn't come easy,
Yeah.
right? That's a very hard uh, grant to or in just an organization to get a part of, to be a community funded organization within United Way. My team was like, how are we gonna do that's gonna be hard. I was like, yeah, we do hard stuff around here,
I know that's yeah.
right? What they gonna tell us, yes or no, and we're gonna grow either way. But in the program for our veterans transition, you can be a veteran transition just fresh out within 180 days. You could have been out, I don't care, 50 years. I don't even care, right? To me, as long as you got a DD 214, I tell them that is the only way in this program. But the industry partners that we touch are different ones. We try to cover at least 8 to 10 different industries because people are not one way.
Right.
They don't want one thing, and that's what
Right.
I kept seeing. They kept trying to just push manufacturing,
Right.
right? That's a piece, but what if you don't want to do that, and what if you don't know what you want to do
Hmm.
until I take you into that environment? You're
Right.
not learning that at a job fair,
Hmm.
right? I tell people that's one way, right? Two, but I was like, what we doing here is called prosper. My husband named that, right?
Hmm.
Because we want everybody to prosper,
Right.
and how you prosper might look differently
Hmm.
than how the next man or woman prospers, but everybody can prosper,
Right.
right?
Right.
But we had to touch multiple industries to do that. So
Mhm.
And you know what I like, cause you meet people where they are,
yeah,
and it's like, and you are a person of faith, and you being yourself. So it's like, okay, you got this person of faith, believing in God. So basically, okay, how can God get in this space? Okay, I got this woman named Lynette.
Mm.
Okay, now you in this place, speaking their language, meeting them where they at, and that's the powerful thing. I tell people all the time, like, okay, life is so real. Like life is it can be ugly. It can be
Mm-hmm.
ugly, especially if you're talking to veterans who've seen real combat,
Yeah.
Right.
and it's like you can't like okay, you can't just quote a scripture and think that like bro, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? When life get real, they need a real God.
And they
You know
can
what I'm
see
saying?
fake. Let me tell you something. That's what
Mhm.
I love about our vets. They can see through that, which is why God uses me exactly how He does,
Mhm.
just to be exactly who I
Mhm.
am, and that is all I know how to be.
Mhm.
But when we built this program, we knew we needed some part of therapy in there. But I
Mhm.
knew that a lot of times the veterans, sometimes they don't even believe anything is wrong with them.
Mhm.
Right, and so them going to lay on somebody's couch was not ideal, which is why we partner with Faith Equine Therapy. It's out there in Effingham and Rankin. Shout out to
Shout out
my
to them.
yeah, that's my buddy out there, Elizabeth, my other executive director partner, and we sponsor Nala. Nala's a big girl out there. She's a horse out there, horse equine therapy. So we use
Wow.
horses. A lot of people were using dogs, and that was something I had saw. And when I went out to Faith, it's in the name, right?
Yeah.
It's in the name, right? I tell
Right.
people that as soon as I had went to another one in Savannah, and shout out to them, they were great, but it was I didn't catch my connection. But
Mhm.
when I went out to Faith, as soon as I walked out there, it was like a instant peace,
Yeah.
instant peace. I was like, ooh, and I was like, if I feel it, they gonna feel it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And as I kept walking around and I kept walking around and I toured it, I was like, yeah, this is it. And that time, they just so happened to be a United Way partner as well. And her and I, come to find out, we didn't even realize that to this year, and we had already been partners now a couple years. We got the same birthday.
Wow.
Same birthday, like sisters from another mother. And that was one thing. She was like, I needed you.
Mhm.
And I'm coming out there because I needed her.
Right.
And she was, after I'm getting ready to leave, she was like, I needed you. She was like, oh. And then we broken down in tears.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
we're like, oh, because it's like we solving things for each other.
Right. Right.
And Faith was all in it, in the
Right.
midst of it,
Right.
right? Every time we take our veterans out there in our cohort, it never fails. Of it goes underneath the where the it's like a pavilion where the horses, you can walk them and you can brush them and you can do all the things and kind of get them to start doing a trust with them. They're like, why am I crying?
Mhm.
I was like, it's working.
That's
Yeah.
therapy.
Yeah.
It's therapy.
Yeah.
Right, and it's a path program that is, and those are working horses, right?
Mhm.
They're part of the path program, and just when we partner with them, that is when Wounded Warriors will pay then for the veteran to go back out there with 10 1-hour sessions renewable twice, so 20 1-hour sessions without us,
Right.
and they can continue their therapy with that horse
Mhm.
by themselves, and they'll each one of those horses, they have something going on with them too.
Wow.
And so it is a most powerful thing because the one that we sponsor, she was a jumping horse and she couldn't jump anymore, but her mind
She.
thought she could still do it, but her body said otherwise. And it took me back from when I was a budget officer at the hospital, and I would see these veterans med board. They would get out because their bodies could not do it. Their minds were like, I still can do it. And that is what Nala is. And she was like a dragon out there and on her back legs, and the same one she can't jump on, but she was so angry. And now you could see her. Oh man, she's so peaceful. She's beautiful. And I was like, that's our horse.
Mm.
So I seen her do her work. And because she did her work, I knew that she could then help those veterans break down the walls, because a horse can pick up your temperament 6 feet away, and you can move your dog around, but you not moving that horse around.
And therapy is so like therapy. I mean, I know because I know you got women and men vet. I'm in therapy now,
Yeah,
but just
good.
just even speaking on like that's such a powerful thing. I
Let me touch
uh,
that, because you say you're on therapy, right?
I'm in
Because
therapy.
sometimes in the church we believe that therapy, we don't need it, right?
Mhm.
Because like, to me, it's like your faith, your spirituality here in here, but therapy is for here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for real.
Right, so you need both. It's
Mhm.
a dual
It's a
thing.
balance. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a balance, right? And I really want us to be really delivered from not understanding to, with all the suicide rates,
Yeah.
PTSD awareness, right? People battling with anxiety, depression, and stuff like here, and they going to church week after week after week, and I seen so many times, I don't know how many times on social media I'm seeing it with pastors ready to leave their pulpits, leaving, struggling with this stuff here, and they're not going to therapy because somebody's made them feel some type of way by not going. It's because they're not going to check on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
The mental state.
Right, because I understand about the Holy Spirit, right? I got that, right? That's touching here, making sure I'm good. I'm a faith walker here, but who's
But here-
touching here?
And
So
he,
that's why you need both.
and this is what No Labels is here for, because I talk, you know what I'm saying? It's like I tell people like times I'm scared, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yes.
I got on here like when it first started, it was like at one point in time I was a functional atheist, you know what I'm saying? Because I believed in God. I didn't believe he would do anything for me, and I say stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? People like how you
real.
why you say and then I say times when I felt lost and times,
Transparent.
but
Mm-hmm.
what happens is when I say that stuff, it's like 'cause I don't care like ain't no need like I got this. God know everything about me. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time to pretend. But when I talk and I tell people my struggles and I tell people what I go through, it gives others freedom to do that too. You know what I'm saying? It gives other men, especially men, because I'm a man. It's like we don't talk a lot.
That's right.
And it's like you hear somebody else saying, "Yo, I was scared. I felt lost," like you were saying, like about identity. Like even with my mother dying, it's like this whole year I've been lost. Don't get me wrong. Like I've been standing up, but it's like that's a scary feeling, and it's like that don't change.
Birth you in this world is gone.
And that's
Yeah.
but it's a real thing. Like God didn't cease. God's still real. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's why therapy is important. God's still real. It's like, but I'm not putting. I call them Disney shades. Let's not put. I don't put Disney shades.
Right.
Like God's still real. All that's real. You know what I'm saying? I went through depression this year. You know what I'm saying? I drunk way too much this year. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to numb. Just trying to feel something. And it's
You don't
like
want to stay there.
Yeah.
That's why you got the help, right? And you're still getting the help. That's
Right.
and that's big right there, right? You could continue to make excuses
yeah.
and not go get the help,
Right.
right? So two, I ain't gonna let you run past that either.
Yeah.
Right, because two is just like we sometimes we'll say the things that we did do, but it's like, man, but I'm also getting the help
Right.
that I need,
Right.
so that way somebody else can say, you know what, I'm in a spot, I'm not currently getting the help, but I can.
Right.
And that's why I talk so free about horse equine therapy,
Right.
because most people don't have access to horses because of the cost, and that's why I love partnering with Faith, and I love that Wounded Warriors will continue it after, and then usually Faith, they do a lot of stuff offline because they need a lot of help with volunteers after. They'll work with the vets out there. They have stuff for special needs kids. It's huge out there.
Awesome.
Oh
You
my
gotta-
gosh!
You gotta
yes.
shout them out. We're gonna
Yes.
post all these links underneath this video.
Yes,
Yes.
with wheelchairs, with kids with wheelchairs, with the horses. So that's their huge part. Summer camps and all
weekend?
stuff. Yeah. Oh my.
But why? Because we got to wrap it up.
Yeah, I know we'll talk forever.
But
Good. This is good.
But the initial reason why it touched me because of my father, and why I know for a fact that what you're doing is so important. Because my father, he fought in the Vietnam War. He was a war vet. I didn't know my father had a Purple Heart until he died.
Oh wow.
But the thing is, like, I never got a war story. I never heard anything. And then when he the day of his funeral, the family getting together and the sisters came to me, and his sisters told me a story that when he came home from Vietnam, he was about 21. I never knew this. When he came home from Vietnam, he would get up every morning about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and he would run for miles barefooted, and he would come back, and his feet be bleeding, and all this, and then his sisters and everybody be like, Willie, why you doing this to yourself? And his reply was, I just came back from hell, and like that's what, and like he didn't have no combat, like he didn't have no, like
Transition.
that's
Yeah.
like I mean that's just and that's my dad's like I never knew that, you know what I'm saying? I never knew none of that. He never talked about none of that, you know what I'm saying?
Painful.
And it's like to have something there, that's solving a huge problem, man.
I'll tell you what combat boots to the boardroom. We are beyond workforce development. It's camaraderie.
Yeah.
Because it's family, right? Because when that bubble pops, and we're gonna land this here, when you're active duty, you have that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you retire or you transition, you get out, however, everybody's scattered.
Mm.
And you don't usually have that. You don't have that unit anymore
Mm-hmm.
helping you and I tell people they give you a few days to get out. When you get in, they invest all the stuff in you on the beginning end. But when it's time for you to exit,
Mm-hmm.
you don't get the same on the exit point
Right.
side. So that's why I say yes, a job fair, great. TAP, all of the things, yeah, great. And we could go deeper on why TAP even exists. It was because of the unemployment rate, and they were paying too much unemployment. So we can put a comp
Pin
period
on that.
on that, right? You know what I mean? So too, when you know the why,
Mhm.
you can unpack things a little bit different. But I just want to say too, I shout out my grandfather because he was a World War II vet, and our scholarship is in his name, and that way we continue to honor
That's
his
amazing.
memory is as well too. And your father probably never even knew all the benefits of that Purple Heart that could have benefited your family.
I didn't even know you had it.
Yeah.
I never. That's why I say like what you because when I say men don't talk, just my father took that to the grave. Like whatever he went through over in Vietnam, I never heard not one war story, not one.
It was too painful, probably.
Like that's and it's needed. Like I can go. I'm be honest with you. You probably the best guest we ever had. You ain't had no problem talking.
Yeah,
Yeah, you like, that thing just flowed. Like
I'm
you.
kind of
I,
glad we got to
honestly, like we do got to start because we on paid time, and
Yeah.
I got to get these people stuff out of here. But is there anybody you want to shout out before we get out of here, or anything you want to say? Any final remarks?
No, I do always. I'm going to shout Elizabeth and her team out at Faith Equestrian out there in Rinkin, too, and I'll make sure that we can plug it and give you all the information because they do a lot for the youth, the special needs, also for our veterans here, and I think the world of them because to find a horse equine therapy for veterans to go to was not the easiest thing for their healing, but somewhere to that they didn't need to be inside of a building. They could be outside in an environment too and be free. That was huge for me. I didn't want to hold them captured inside a paper desk and all that things like that. So I'm definitely going to shout them out. Shout out United Way with the many resources that they have. 211. If you need some help, some support, some things like that to be able to fill in the gaps and things like that. And currently, right now, it's 55 of us nonprofits that can help the community in so many different ways. So the Coastal Empire, we're all trying to do the work and make sure that we fill in the gaps. So shout out to United Way of Coastal Empire as well.
Okay, and make sure I'm gonna get our links so we can promote them. Well, yeah, that was it.
Hey.
This is Lynette Smith, executive director of what I always say it
Boots
wrong.
to the
Comeback
Boardroom.
Boots to the Board, man. Look, this is no labels. This is no labels.
Do it again.
What?
Do that one again. Do the ending
I'm
out
gonna tell
again.
you why it's called Combat Boots to the Boardroom because everybody's combat boots will transition to someone's boardroom, whether it is blue collar, white collar, or your collar as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's fire. That's a good way to end it right there.
That's good, right?
Yeah,
This is No Labels Podcast. I am your host, Willie G. We
Lynetta
love y'all.
Smith.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
We out.